Plastic versus Str8 Tilted for the grand finals in the Challenger Mixed League here in the Rec League. More
That makes
starting
me
us
think
off.
what you bring it's you and your teammate at most, right? You get 2 players to pick it, and then everyone just gets mixed together.
Yeah, we do have an FFA league also that just had their grand finals yesterday. So this is our solo and duo queue league, and then tomorrow we have the actual 4 stacks, the teams that don't compete in the HCS but compete in the Halo Rec League, and it's always a pleasure to watch. So right now, I do want to give credit to the action unfolding here. Str8 Tilted, 5 kills to Plastics 3 with just a couple minutes being played already, and a nice play from Morris at that glass attic area.
Honestly, neutralizing that camo a bit early. I thought that camo was going to get a lot more work done, but quick job to find it, isolate it, and get those kills. 3 players waiting for them at top A. It's a strong defensive maneuver, and honestly, I love the play. You don't always have to try to meet them on the outside. Unfortunately, it's patience that's going to kill Str8 Tilted there. I don't necessarily mind if you buddy up, if you turtle up in the back of your base, but you aren't able to go first down when you're in that situation. They go first down, and because of that, it just makes the rest of the collapse a bit easier.
Yeah, Plastic are just trying to play bully ball with Str8 Tilted spawns right now. I saw Morris just push into the long haul, and now we switch to Hockner's POV, who got a nice snipe with that shock across the map to see Plat, but it just hasn't been the most clean. This hasn't been the cleanest execution from Plastic right now. They definitely have some aggression. They definitely have a chip on their shoulder, if you will, after dropping that first map in such close fashion. So they want to make a bit of a statement here and tie things up as we see that shock not being utilized to its fullest performance, but Hockner still getting the slay and getting taken out by a call out from the enemy.
Hockner a little bit early on that push out, right? You always want to hit that first snipe shot, but able to get those kills, but quick cleanups, and just terrible news for Morris. I like the idea of what he's doing there, but you have to be mindful of the spawn that is open. Pushes out of that elevator, the back elevator spawn opens up, and because of that split spawn, he goes down early before he can do much damage. And Str8 Tilted, because of that A spawn, have found themselves plenty of space on the map, and Shroom Tech might be thinking about getting a little bit more awfully aggressive into these front lines, into the spawn, but just the 2v1, not able to get the kills he needs.
Yeah, I want to see both teams just tighten up here. I think they have a good idea with what they're doing off spawns. Hockner trying to get the cross maps going, but just again, they have a good idea of what they're trying to do with the enemy spawn, but just that execution's not there. Hockner does get a slay after deciding not to challenge, across the map. Should maybe be a double kill with the help of a teammate. It is a nice engagement from Hockner right there. And again, looking across the map, deciding against it and trying to get better position in the long haul while regaining their shields.
This has been a fantastic play from Hockner. Now, it's not going to be the most flashy stats-wise. You get 2 kills out of there, but I love the way that he played his process. He got into that top gold cross, shot it for a couple seconds, and moved on. And that's one of the biggest lessons you can learn as a Halo player is don't get caught up on the cross. Get your couple shots in, get forward on the map, went through those pipes, and then eventually was able to have a much easier fight in the front lines. And what was even more impressive about it was understanding that he had help alongside, right? He was the first one in, but wasn't necessarily eager to be the first one to die. More lives like that, I believe, lead to bigger successes later on. He's having a fantastic game so far at 11-5, but really impressed with the thought process on how he played his life.
Yeah, right there. We did see Plastic be in a really advantageous position. Maybe not holding the best positions in the map, but we did see Morris with the camo and the grapple, but did not utilize it to their fullest potential. And it's just still leading to a close game right there. Nice double kill by Carrot right there. The number 38, 979, just being iconic right now in the Halo Rec League. Shout out to that, but right now with the shock rifle, looking across the map, Carrot trying to stop and take note of their options.
This is a traditional hold, but look how Hawkner flying forward. Hawkner gets the back and stays alive in that back base. So although we see the traditional setup that you want from Str8 Tilted, because players weren't in position quite quick enough, it allowed Hawkner to get through, cause mayhem, and now we're seeing a much scrappier fight that starts to approach into the pipes. It's going to come down to some luck of the draw. Carrot will be the last one standing, but that was mayhem inside the pipes.
Yeah, mayhem indeed. 30-30 with 6 minutes and a half left. With every single time I look at the clock, there is just chaos ensuing on the map as Carrot is trying to play their life at top gold right now, getting called out from every opponent on the map right now. I do want to, yeah, right there, I was going to say maybe looking at a POV from Hydro would be beneficial to us as we see Morris take out an enemy in Hawkner. Probably getting called out to say, hey, you can move out of that top gold area. It's not the best when we drop a teammate, so let's just take advantage of what we have and the damage that Plastic are outputting. And right now Hawkner once again not getting averaged, as the caster Frenetic for the Halo Rec League would always mention. Always saying, play your life, don't get averaged. That's fundamental Halo right there. And Morris with the camo in top white trying to make something happen.
Big cost of this camouflage. It came with 3 players on his team going down. I want to see more value from this. You at least got to get a few more kills with it, but because his teammates went down as he popped that camouflage, it's a lot of time where you don't necessarily have the help to get forward, and that's the first time I've ever seen this BR model. Well, we had Reach. Looks like the DMR for Reach, but that thing's cool. I have to keep an eye on that. No idea. Did this just come in the stores? Oh, this thing's crazy looking.
I'm not sure. I don't spend too much money on Halo Infinite. I won't go into why.
Don't look at my bank account. That's all I gotta say.
But right now, 41-40 is the score with 5 minutes left. And that BR is just a power item in HRL. Whenever I see someone pick it up, I know they're gonna just cook, as the kids say. And with the kill assist already coming in from Hawkner. Hawkner being the quiet MVP for this map, or not so quiet, as they are getting their 19th slay in this Slayer. What a crazy stat right there. And are there any thoughts to take us out?
Yeah, decisive actions. That's all that Hawkner's been doing this game. You're not seeing any second guessing on the plays that he's made, and it's been the correct play most of the time on getting towards the opponents, not getting worried or caught up on these cross maps, trying to close distance down. And oftentimes it can be a struggle to learn that lesson, that you don't need space, right? You don't want to take these cross map fights, but let's make it 3 kills that happen at once. That's gonna cut this lead down to just 1, and we're about to go even. No, the trades come through, but this is a dangerous position for Plastic. You had everything, but camouflage moved over to Str8 Tilted. It's gonna be odds that puts it on his body. It's their game to win. The camouflage is gonna be the player that they depend on the most. Odds TV looking for any opportunity, one mistake from this Plastic roster to take advantage of. There goes the first. It's 48 all.
Right now, Odds just trying to make some more magic happen to lead to a 2-0 lead in the series right now for Str8 Tilted, and it might be the case right there, as somehow, some way they bring that back after being down for most. So
I tend to gravitate towards it. You know, it's the gun I like to use, even if it is bad. I'll put that thing to work, but I imagine we'll probably see some GAs abided here if they said so in the chat. You know, we don't want to see any BMs, but I like the little jump shot, able to get that elevation needed. And this is an aggressive play by Morris, bringing that ball to try to finish through their slays. It's going to do 2 things, right? If you get these kills, not only are you going to be able to get this ball into that power position, but you're also splitting the spawners on the other side of the map. I think the only mistake that I really see is they didn't leave anyone behind to play for that camouflage. So Carrot has an opportunity to find a quick answer.
Yeah, Carrot found that answer with Camo still trying to make something happen here. Doesn't throw the best nade at top C, but we are just going to ignore that collectively. And continuing to get as much information as they can for the team in red. Carrot not getting taken out just yet. Finds a nice lay onto Bad News, but maybe gets averaged in that situation. Nice double kill from Morris. From Morris. Didn't see the first slay on screen, but we found the second. And with the assist, that should be an opportunity for Str8 Tilted to grab the ball, or Plastic to grab the ball, excuse me, if they continue to slay out right there. 2 down once again.
Great job by Morris not to get caught up on the objective. Got the kills needed, but looked through the traditional next play. It's so tempting to pick up that ball and immediately try to get the time after you get that first slay, but played through that, was able to get the extra kill, and because of that, they are able to accumulate a bit more time. Though we are seeing a fast response from Str8 Tilted, the big question for me is how fast can they make this comeback, right? You got these few kills, you're in this base once again, you've been able to minimize the amount of time that that this Plastic roster was able to get. What kind of run can you make on your own?
Yeah, right now I do like to see everybody making sure that that ball is played in the open when there's bodies dropping all over the map. Bad News taking on the 1v1, finding Bump and Scatter, trying to regain their shields. Hockner moving that oddball into the back area of that setup that they have right now. And tick, tick, tick for the team in blue as Str8 Tilted are having a hard time finding an answer to this intense pace Plastic are setting in this oddball.
But interesting. Plastic, they're definitely comfortable in this back C setup, and a lot of freedom to move up on that map so far. Str8 Tilted, they decided to go through that B lane. They left purple open, and that rotation towards purple, well, they ended up giving up too much of B. It allowed them to play through. They get that ball right back into their possession. We're seeing a little bit of a hot potato game where we're seeing 10, 15 seconds, but quick breaks from both sides onto this setup. And we're seeing that because of this overloaded pressure that we see on the B lane over and over again. This is the lane that everyone's getting through.
Again with the BR, you see that gun pop up once again on our screen, but Morris trying to create more space on the map for Plastic. How many times have we seen just engagements at that C stairs throughout this entire map? I feel like that oddball has not touched front A or back A at least once here, and that's just fundamental tactics and strategies being played by everybody in the lobby with no GA, with all the GAs being observed and just everybody playing the ball in this specific setup. It definitely feels like we're watching some experienced Halo right now. Maybe a team would benefit from moving that ball to the other side of the map, but Hockner here just trying to play their life once again. That camo is up, and oh, that should maybe be 2 down for one team. Yep, that's 2 down for Str8 Tilted, but as I say that, everybody continues to drop in just chaos, chaos, chaos.
Ooh, I almost got away with that camouflage. It was a bit interesting from both sides. Str8 Tilted had the B set up to watch ball or force off it because of that ball play, and we've seen that this B side of the map being held from both sides. It often switches. Whoever's attacking has been able to control B, but I think when you're in this C setup, what you really want is you want to control B. You want to funnel those players up that purple side. So maybe moving an extra player towards the high ground on the map, getting that more established cross is going to be to their team's success. But first time in all game we've seen a true ball rotation. Taking that ball from the C setup, moving it towards B. Now they need to have decisive action on what is to happen next. So you don't want to keep the ball at B. It's okay to rotate it here, but know where you're trying to go.
Yeah, it's such a decisive moment for this entire series right now. Plastic just holding on for dear life as both teams are down 2 members. Continued chaos. I didn't see who picked who on the kill feed right there, but all I saw was it was a team in, it was someone in blue picked off someone in red, then someone in red picked off someone in blue, and that's just the story of the map right now as Plastic move that ball to back A. That's something I wanted to see. I really like this back A setup here, specifically in the Halo Rec League, if they're really able to utilize it, but they might have given some free time to Str8 Tilted as we see Plastic once again go 2 down, but somehow a member gets a trade at back A for the team in blue, but it doesn't result in too positive of a situation for them.
The fragility of the A setup comes from PD. If you're able to break in to that PD and influence the spawns, usually the break is what comes next. And that's what we instantly saw from Str8 Tilted. They're able to get inside A and find that break. Plastic, they're quick to recognize, hey, we lost that ball time. They're going to get this about 10 seconds in. Let's focus all our resources on this camouflage. They're able to come away with it successfully, and they still have a little bit of a buffer to work with lead-wise to win this round. This is the execution that we've been talking about. Can they finish out these close games? And with the camo, getting that first pick, the ball far away from the opposing team, this is looking more and more likely to be Plastic's first dub.
Bad news with the amazing patience there. Just not getting averaged or giving out information too quickly. Gets 2 kills with their life right there, and a confident lead for Plastic in this first round. A minute left in this round 1, and starting to look good for Plastic, but Str8 Tilted are just trying to make something still happen here. They're not giving up hope, keeping their heads up high. They're still confident after the maps that they've just played in front of us, and right now a final hold for them will occur as we see Shroom Tech juggling that ball into a safe area.
Yeah, I want to see how fast it takes space. Where's this push going to come from? I'd like to see multiple players trying to push up towards that B side. It's going to be their ball player, and the odds, the 2 on that high side, and a lot of fight happening in the middle of the map. I think this Plastic roster maybe getting a little bit too caught up. If they only need 5 seconds, they all went through the middle of the map. It's a dangerous proposition, and bad news, they might have gotten the kill, but it might just not be enough time. The rotations are coming through, and the desperation is in. You have to get the backs back in time. 99, but the second kill doesn't come in. Another heartbreaker in the closing moments for Plastic. And you have to feel for this roster. 3 times now in this series, we've seen them have control and lose it in the final moments.
I don't want to use the words crash out respectfully, because Plastic are some demons bringing out amazing halo from their thumbs right now, if that makes any sense. But right now Plastic just a great job of just playing together as a team, but I imagine it is going to get frustrating if you were just playing your heart out, just sweating your bum out, as Gunplexion will say, and it's just not going your way. Str8 Tilted with a classy performance, grabbing that camo, and now they're just moving with swagger all across the map right now. It just feels like they have confidence in their veins, and Plastic are just maybe a little checked. This push right here is so important for them, but it might not go their way. Yeah, right there. Morris gets the slay off screen, but bump and scatter continues to do damage, and it's just a tough situation for Plastic. But somehow, someway, they find Str8 Tilted down 3 members.
Both teams have a little bit of a struggle on finding the hold, and that's to be expected, right? It's always harder to hold the ball than it is to play for the break, because of the nature of oddball, where having the ball puts you inherently down numbers. It's a player that can't shoot on the map. One thing I'd like to see them do is just be a bit more cheeky, both sides. When you get this ball and you're forward on the map, let a player go by. Try to control the empty space and lay traps for those that are playing forward. That's what worked for Str8 Tilted at the end of the last round, when they forced the other team to play through the middle of the map, to take riskier routes and to not check their corners. That's when we saw the punish. Love to see maybe more of that throughout this game. More punishing positions from the players forward on the map.
Yeah, right now, Str8 Tilted are trying to get more seconds on this objective, but it is risky as Shroom Tech and Bump and Scatter both drop here. Hawkner is also on the death screen. Chalo grabs that active camo for Plastic, so now they have an opportunity to push in and be aggressive and suffocate Str8 Tilted at top C. They do. Wow, that member in red dropped without even knowing the camo was right next to them. That is just nice team shots happening from Str8 Tilted, from Plastic, excuse me. It is just a classy performance from everybody, and I do want to mention Str8 Tilted somehow, some way moving that ball up, or not moving that ball up into that B area through a just tricky play. But you know, props for creativity there, as we see a nice trade at that B stairs area.
Yeah, both teams have been experiencing the blender that comes when you try to rotate this ball throughout that palm side and keeping it through that front base. It just results in a lot of kills for either side. It's been really mixy. It's been tough for one side to find these extended holds throughout. I'd love to see quicker decisive actions on rotations rather than plays. So often they're waiting till it's 3-4 down and making that play ball. I'd like to see them bait a team onto one side, try to hit a rotation, and try to keep fluid motion rather than these static setups. I think we'll see more success with that.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm just having a couple of frame rate issues on my end. So
Okay, so
Tools, if you
we're
can
not
help
alone.
me
We're
out
not
here.
alone.
Okay,
No,
good. Sounds good. So just trying to get a foothold on this map right now, and it does look like 53-35 is the score. So Str8 Tilted doing a great job of playing that objective, and just like I kind of mentioned, they're just flowing with confidence right now. And Plastic, it's going to be tough to stay mentally locked in when you're going down in such ugly fashion. That's why I kind of mentioned that word crash out. I was like, I've been in such a tough position in honestly grand finals in HRL where you just can't have anything go your way, and it was chalked mentally. It was a crash out for me, and I took that and I implemented those tough lessons that I learned into the next season, and I came back stronger, and definitely helped me improve as a Halo player. Just kind of yapping as we kind of get stability here on our screens.
That's not more. It's that
35.
free shot, baby, with that red gun. So far, that thing's been powerful. One thing to note about these last few minutes of gameplay, right, is we saw the first big rotation happen in the game, where the Str8 Tilted roster finally rotated that ball from C over to A, and what we saw was a 30-second run happen because of it. And I believe that this A side, it's a little bit easier to recover from bad positions, right? When you start losing numbers, you have more opportunities to either hit the rotation that's needed, or to play the ball out, or just try to work the spawns on the map. And so far, Str8 Tilted have done a great job of that. Even when they go 2-3 down, they've been quick to recover, and they're going to try to hit this next rotation as well. This keep away game that they've been playing from Plastic, it's been different from what we've seen all game long, right? In that first round, the second round, but it's been much more effective. The one thing that's going to be their downfall is they brought that ball back into where the problem situation has been for both these teams, into that blender area. You can see how fast they are to try to get it. They're like, hey, it was working at A. Let's try to get it back over there.
Yeah, right now, it's honestly a little tough to follow along with just how no, you're good. You're good with how the screen is looking on my end. So I'm just taking notes of the scoreboard and just overall the space that's being taken up on the map. And you're making really good points here, Tools, in just the efficiency that we're seeing from Str8 Tilted. It feels like Plastic have good ideas, but maybe the lanes that they decided to rotate that all ball through last round didn't really pay out in their favor, and now they're trying to kind of make up for that mistakes through just scrappy ball time against a dominate Str8 Tilted. So a nice engagement at the bottom mid goes in favor of Hawkner, and then crazy action at that tires after that. So Tools, do you see anything? What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm curious if we're gonna see a different identity from both these teams at the end of this game when it comes to these play ball situations. I think sometimes we've seen both teams be a little bit too eager to throw this ball out. I like that last hold that we saw from Plastic because they stood their ground. They didn't just play the ball early. They let themselves get quite a bit of time before they tried to do that play ball opportunity. Would like to see more of that throughout this game. More of these strongholds where they don't try to play the ball out and play for that neutral game too often. Plastic, they're just on the precipice of getting this round win and pushing us to a round 3. I'll have to see if they're able to ice it up.
Yeah, I would like to tease Squeaky Bum Time, as our caster Delta in the HRL would always like to mention. Right now, we might see, oh my lord, just continued chaos, as what I thought was going to be a for sure round going into the favor of Plastic now turns into another late scramble, maybe going into favor of Str8 Tilted here. Still waiting for my screen to load, but
oh, I think they did it.
Action, and oh my lord, just out of nowhere. Oh my lord, that is congratulations to